You are not allowed to have your computer that we didn't pay at all. For the background, this story happened 2 years after I graduated high school. After I graduated, I decided to go to study in another city than my parents, so I had to rent an apartment. Despite the fact that they were wealthy enough and that school and high school went perfectly fine, now I doubt that I was getting graduated. My parents, and especially entitled stepmom, refused to pay for my apartment. I had no money whatsoever, so my grandparents intervened and decided to pay for the rent each month. The only money I was getting from my parents was my mother's alimony paid to my dad because I was still a student. I'm a gamer and a nerd, and at that time, I was playing World of Warcraft. Still am to this day, but I was playing with a crappy laptop that was getting slower and slower. An in-game friend of mine in my guild, who I became quite close friends with, bought me a computer and surprised me with it when I invited him for a LAN with other friends from the same guild. I was ecstatic and so grateful for this. Now on to the story. 2 years passed and I graduated from a 2-year diploma. I decided to pursue an engineering school, and the one I got into was in another city, so I had to move out. As I had 2 months before starting school again, I moved all my belongings into my parents' garage, included the said computer. My dad knew I had it because I already told him about it, never told entitled stepmom because it was pointless to me. On the next day, I went to have some holiday weeks at my grandparents' holiday house. While on the train, I received a message from both my parents, entitled dad and entitled stepmom, and this conversation happened. Entitled dad and entitled stepmom: "What the hell is that computer in the garage?" "Well, it's my computer." "How did you get it? With what money?" "Well, a friend gifted it to me. I already told your dad about it." "That's a bullshit story." At that point, I'm really getting frustrated, so I tell them that they can call me when I arrive home. Few hours after, I'm at my grandparents and they call me. The exact same conversation ensues, and they do not believe me how I got that computer, so my entitled dad has the bright idea to ask that friend to give me the invoice of the computer. It was a pre-built tower, so he could trust me. I contact that friend to know if that's possible to have the invoice, and I was so embarrassed to ask him because I told him the exact reason I needed it. He said no problem and sent it to me, so I sent it to my dad. I thought they were convinced, but they were still scolding me for having that computer. Fast forward a few weeks, and I'm back at my parents because I need to move for engineering school. I tried to pack my things, but they refused to let me get back my computer. At that point, I'm 21 years old. I'm making my own money because my engineering school was in apprenticeship, so I was a student and an employee. Me: "You can't possibly tell me to leave it here. You didn't even pay for it." Entitled dad and entitled stepmom: "We don't care. You are not taking your gaming computer for school." Not point in arguing, so I went away without it. Unfortunately for them, I try hard to get things I want. I knew they were going away for vacation somewhere around the world in December, so what I did before they left, I ordered a new computer case and asked a friend of mine if she could send me her old spare parts. I knew she had some because a few months before I gave her some parts because I upgraded my computer. While my parents were away, I went to my parents, brought the new case and the old parts, and installed the old parts in the old case and transferred my computer parts into the new case. I left the old case in the garage and took my computer at my place. It has been a few years now, and I've been authorized to have my computer back. They still don't know. So that's the story for today's video. If you enjoyed it, a thumbs up would be highly appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.